The living room, where the family meets to discuss issues, any issue which may be bothering one of the family members. That's what we do each and every Tuesday on WAC 90.1 FM with Ricardo Mitchell and DJ Aaron 868. We have casual conversations on serious topics, from sports to culture, mental health to economics, relationships to life lessons. Join us each and every Tuesday on WAC 90.1 FM. The Living Room, casual conversations on serious topics.
It is now a couple minutes after 6 p.m. here in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know what time it is where you are. We already established that it's time that Ricardo gets a watch, but you are, I forget the rest now. See, that just confused me.
You look for that. You're too far from that place it yourself. You're locked on to the True Nation Station, WACK 90.1 FM, where we are.
I can't do that thing. Culture crazy.
Culture crazy.
Right. Today it's an interesting date. Not a day, it's an interesting date because it's Tuesday as usual. It's the 22nd of the 2nd, 2022. I heard it's an ambigram and it's a palogram.
Palindrome.
Yeah, that. Forward and backward is the same thing, and right side up or upside down is the same thing as well.
Yeah. 2022, 2022, and then when I'll write it out, probably. Yeah, somewhere around here.
Which part?
Right, somewhere around here.
Oh, okay. Now, if you don't know who you're listening to, this is yours truly, DJ Aaron 868. I'm always great and I'm never late, alongside my bro with no fro. And for the last time this month, Cardo the Chupacabra.
Ricardo Mitchell, the social stage and the local stage. Guest who never left. And yes, Aaron's bro with no fro. And more snow.
And a little bit of flow.
Yeah, I have a little thing.
Right? Before we go any further, let's kick it off as we always do, right? Must give thanks and praises to Almighty for granting us the gift of life and seeing another day. No matter what time of day it is, you must always
give thanks.
Secondly, we must say thank you to our brother in music. That's Tony Prescott, and the P this week stands for?
I can't think of anything,
Pod.
We're going with pod?
We're going with pod.
Oh yeah, we did production.
Yeah.
When we did pod March, so we'll go with pod. Thanks for
pod,
that.
Yeah. This week is pod because this is what would have been our Carnival week, and there will be a slew of activities which will be taking place at the Carnival City, which is the Queen's Park Savannah, right? Just for informational purposes, I think you should put that up right here.
Okay, I'll put it there.
The list of NCC's Taste of Carnival events, and if you are able to attend and you fit all the criteria, feel free to attend.
When you say the list of Carnival events, you mean the ones that still on?
Boy, you come to Coast Bacchanal this evening, I realized that.
No, it's just that we had a taste of Carnival, and before we get to chew and swallow, the plug pull on a couple of them.
Well, honestly, I did expect that to happen because given the short period of time that was given, I didn't expect everything to come to fruition.
Right. Fruition, that's one word. That's one F word. Yeah. Apparently funding was another one.
Let me hang we hat and wipe your feet now before we get on into the meat of today's discussion. To hang your hat, you go ahead first now.
I want to hang my hat to the West Indies cricket team. Despite being swept in this series, we saw some very interesting things. We definitely have a reputable batting lineup. We get some top order issues as is.
We still drinking beers in cans.
Nicky Puran is proven to be a gem.
He is
proven to be a gem. I'm seeing some of the younger faces stepping up. Some of the older guys they let us down when we probably needed some maturity and leadership. So, but I want to acknowledge that these fellas still trying to make the most with the opportunities given to them. It's not like you're seeing these young fellas coming in and just throwing away the opportunities while trying to impress. They're coming in and they're putting in the work.
Right.
So I want to acknowledge that. I want to acknowledge, which is a thing I'm going to get into more in this particular conversation, Aaron. But you see the artists who actually marrying traditional and unconventional. The guys who finding ways to continue bringing that old time feel and that old time sense of music and carnival into the current expression of it. The guys who understand that it takes a blend of the different elements for the thing to continue to survive. A synergy, right? I want to acknowledge the guys like always been a fan, Trikanal. I want to acknowledge Chromatics. I want to acknowledge Mohammed Muakil, and even recently Supreme Maximus Extreme 10. What's it? What name Maximus Dan going by now? You see, watch it. Exactly, that's my point. Right?
Yeah, he had a run out. Has changed names too much.
Right? Meta World Peace. Yeah, right. So what I'm saying is I want to acknowledge what it is they're doing in terms of creating music that playable, that's sustainable. Or of course I had to tip my hat to my boy Bunchy Garland. And special shout out to Kes for that Jolene boy. But anyway, I'll get more into that as the conversation goes on. I don't want to overdo the hang hat and then have nothing to talk about in the conversation itself. That's what hang in my hat. I want to acknowledge the efforts. I'll be quick to shoot from the hip and quarrel, and this time I want to acknowledge the efforts. It's not always about getting results, it's about trying. And believe it or not, in terms of the musical artists, I call them fellas getting results, eh?
Right. I want to piggyback on that and continue to hang my hat to the artists that put their music out there. Because a lot of us, as we discussed with Kyle, we used to put out music for competitions. Now that it doesn't have competition, depend on music. So Chuck Gordon with Daruna, that's a big tune. You sent me one this morning, Ricardo, from Chromatics.
The larger bless.
That's the larger bless, boy. Now, those are the things that I appreciate, and I want to say thank you to the artists for that. I also want to hang my hat on a moment of greatness that I would have witnessed this weekend. Steph Curry. Yeah. The greatest shooter of all time. He drank. And what kills me is the nonchalance with some of these shots. The man will turn and walk away, or Steph Curry. I'm so privileged to be able to say that I lived in a time where I witnessed greats like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Dwight York, Russell Latapi, Bunchy Garland, Brian Lara. So many legends that I would have witnessed within my lifetime, and I'm thankful for that.
Sachin, boy.
Yeah, boy. Sachin.
And
Kohli.
That
I know this may come off, and this is not meant in any racist manner, but that is the Indian of Indians.
Virat is.
Yeah, boy.
Virat is a boss.
He took over. He take that mantle from Dhoni.
I know, big up man like Malinga, just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Right?
Last Malinga inspired my hairstyle for a solid year and a half. Just saying.
I think you should pop a picture of that hairstyle right here. Seriously, right here.
I was much younger then.
I also want to hang my hat on...
Don't lose that. I just want to point out Federer and Nadal. I just saying Serena.
Serena
right?
Venus.
Yeah,
I tell you, we lived in a time where we had some great. I know our parents had Dominic Wilkins and them fellas, but yeah, we had a. I want to hang my hat.
Simone Biles. Simone Biles.
Yeah, boy.
Just saying, gymnastics don't look like what it used to look like when we were growing up. Anyway, but
I want to hang my hat on Mr. Duvon Stewart. Dwayne Somerville, and all the other arrangers who would have arranged this weekend at the Pan in the Sand Coach or Pan in the Sand Coach, whichever way you choose to pronounce it.
Depending on the part of the archipelago you're from, it have a little, right?
Right. Tiana, them fellas came out. Them pan sides came out. The musical tension, which they had penned up for the last 2 years, came out in their performances, in their arrangements. And this is the culture that we have been talking about that has been dormant.
I have an idea.
What's that?
Considering that the mezzanine is empty right now, it's nobody ducking work to go to midday and midweek fetes, and nobody hung over from events the night before. Everybody actually at work now. So
yeah, because if you have not noticed, again, I'm at a different location recording and I am at work today.
Yeah. Normally this Carnival week is all kind of
and vacations since last week.
It would have be Marshall Monday tonight. Would have be Kest on the Rocks, and then it would have the Destra Iowa fight up.
We didn't used to fight up. We stopped fighting that up.
No, what I mean is they would have had events on the same day, so it would have been a case I had to choose between one of the two now.
Iowa actually is having an event next week, Monday.
So you are saying innovation, it have room for everybody if you spread the thing out over the year. Right? But anyway, big up Hema Junior, Joshua, Regrello.
Yeah, we are headed down in the bowl next week.
Carnival Tuesday night.
Yeah, Carnival Tuesday night for the Pan Man.
Correct, is right. But we're not bringing in our guests to give us any more culture contributions right now. We're gonna continue culture angles for the rest of the year, but right now this is where I think we could just spend a little time hanging some hats here, and I don't want to wipe any feet today.
I had something that was really serious. I had to wipe my feet on that, but since we're not wiping feet.
Wait, no. Again, it's just an idea, and just being the partnership that it is, we're allowed to you're allowed to debate, discuss, decide. But I don't feel like wiping my feet. I just feel like rocking back today and just processing. But we will not be negligent of our duty as watchmen to call it as we see it. So what you have for me? Because I might change it whole tone of the thing.
Well, it's just something really simple. Yes, Trinidad and Tobago, we are back out and about. But littering, oh gosh.
Wait, that's still going on? That's
it's still a
here?
thing. Again, I could understand if like you had a banana and you put your banana in a compost heap, if you see that on the side of the road. Like you see somebody have some other fruits and vegetables there, you could do that.
A little goat pen or something. Right.
I could live with that. But don't pelt your apple core out your car. That's all I have to say to wipe my feet. Anyway, back to the
No. That's a good point. So as we actually in that space for 2 minutes, one that littering thing, we really need to cease and desist. I mean, plain talk, bad manners. If I were in charge of this country, littering would have been more than ticketable. I was sticking it with community service, and because of the way Trinidad's litter, CPEP would have support staff for the year. I just say it. Anyway, that's one. And two, guys, we're seeing a return to a type of, I don't want to use the N word, it's not normalcy, but we've seen a return to a level of circulation and intermingling that we have not had in a long time. We're seeing certain restrictions being lifted, certain practices being relaxed. Let us please be mindful that in the absence of the authoritative dictates, and I don't mean that in a bad way, I'm just saying that in terms of this is just what the rules coming down from the top. we also still have to exercise personal responsibility, right? I just saying, while I've seen some things that suggest we could find a balance, I want to personally acknowledge with the Black to Blue experience as I witnessed it. It showed me that there is the potential for us to continue doing events. It showed me that there's the potential for us to safely pull off the type of...
You witnessed it or you went?
No, witness. As in, I didn't go because I still, vaccinated or not, have my concerns about the levels of personal responsibility that other people would have. Right? So this is why I say that I acknowledge that while an event could be carried out safely, while there could be social mingling and gathering, it could be done safely, but it still relies heavily on our personal sense of responsibility.
That's not a it. You know who it depends on? You. You who watching the screen right now.
Let me point at it. You.
Yeah.
Right. So you could tell me stay in my lane. Right. You could tell me check up in my corner. You could tell me stay with my team. But if I walking around with my mask under my chin and I want to take selfies with everybody that I ain't seeing how long, and then I'm pulling on my mask to take the pictures, and what I mean is we could get there, you know, but we can't run wild yet. That's all I say. We could get there, but we can't run wild yet. Right. So kudos to the innovators, kudos to those who really trying to reignite certain industries, but guys, let us please continue to exercise some personal responsibility until we come to some balance.
You know, you brought about something there that I really want to touch on, right? And I want to commend the persons who are doing events. You see, the persons who have the responsibility of verifying vaccination statuses. I want to highlight two instances this weekend. The first one was at Panelli San Coach.
Coach.
Yeah.
Coach.
I got there around, let's say, 3:10. I walked to the gate and stated what I was there to do. And they told me, no, you have to go back to the tent to verify your vaccination status. I handed the young lady my card, well, my phone, because I have the pictures there. And that's the next thing, guys. You know, if you are able to, or technologically inclined, put the card inside outside picture and your ID in a folder. So you don't have to go searching.
I did that last week when I realized that I don't want people going through my gallery. I can't be going through my gallery looking for this thing as more pictures and videos coming. No.
Yeah, and then you know the swipe left hand. Anyhow, right.
And see something I'm not supposed to see. See a picture of my breakfast that I take to post on the gram.
Yeah.
Me and Marvin.
Right.
Leave him downstairs.
And they are checking. Most importantly, if you had the 2 shots, the date of your second shot to make sure your 2 weeks has passed.
Okay. So they holding firm to what the poorly vaccinated protocols are.
Right.
Yeah. So what you telling me is if I wanted to go to a party Friday, I could not get my second shot Monday.
Yeah. Right. So that for me, I wouldn't say it's reassuring.
Sorry, not a party, a concert style event.
Right? I wouldn't say call it reassuring, but it brings a sense of relief that they are actually holding firm to the principles which were set out. And so that, and they giving it a ban. Vexa didn't.
You know, if it was a boat ride ban, you would have it on still.
Brother man, normally for Carnival week, from the Saturday, Carnival Saturday, whatever, from Friday, as a matter of fact, whatever events I go, I used to have the bands on my hand for the weekend.
Correct, is right. But you're working in the office. It's not long sleeve you're wearing there?
No, short sleeve.
All right.
I was going to look in short sleeves. Right?
It's only long sleeve when you want to hide you tattoo them and your party bands.
Yes. And that's 1. And 2, I went to E-Day at Offside on Sunday. And they had a book where you had to write in your credentials. And one of the columns, which I was very interested to see, was date of second shot and type of vaccine.
Right.
So these, for the establishments that I would have attended, they are holding firm to the regulations which are in place.
And they're taking your information for contact tracing and them kind of thing too, in the possibility that So I say while I'm not there yet, I had a meeting last week, as you well know, and I still have some trepidation about gathering publicly. Again, it's not that I don't have respect for the policies and the procedures in place, but it's difficult for me to relax in an environment where I still have to be that level of cautious and vigilant. So I much rather go out to get whatever work I have to get done and come back home and relax. But then again, too, based on the way that I used to socialize before, I was never really relaxed doing it. I was always the guy in the crew who was hyper vigilant. To quote my boy Koilas, I would always be the one looking out for and normally detecting potential fights, disruptions, pickpocketing, that type of thing. I was always the guy who was aware of the fact that things could go left. So even now, so going out and socializing is just expressing itself in a different way. So, for those who need the social sustenance, there are ways to do it safely. And even if you're doing a Lime home, you could still maintain an order. At seeing too much, well, at home, so the rules do apply kind of vibes. The thing is, listen, everybody dipping a hand in the same container to take out ice and then putting it in a cup and then putting a cup by the mouth, that will totally defeat. You get what I'm saying? It have little things.
Okay.
It have little things.
And I want to go and say, sometime last week, I had to work at another establishment in South. Now, let me preempt that statement. In the initial stages, I was against personally attending a safe zone due to reasons similar to yours. But when I realized that these are the areas that I would have to work in, because my job of being a DJ requires me being on site. So if this is what I have to work in, cool.
All right.
Went to this establishment and I had to share a table with someone. And I don't know this man from Adam.
Right.
And homeboy decided to dip his hand in the ice bowl. We had a cup there. And plus it wasn't even his ice bowl. We get the ice.
Right. Yeah, I don't need that kind of action here.
Right. Here now. The brace I hit the man. And then I asked the bartender to bring any bowl of ice.
Right.
And he was upset.
Yes, corny man.
He hurled some explicits at me.
Some expletives?
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, too, I'm sure it's not water he had any cup. So, as I say, I'm not against it. I have a different comfort level when it comes to the socializing, and I have a different social need. So I'm not ponging anybody for doing it.
As I would have said earlier, sometime a couple of weeks ago, it's your choice. And if you want to go, go. If you don't want to go, don't go. Right. But if you want to go and hear some good pan on Saturday, head to the Savannah.
To Carnival City, which had me confused there because I know there was a spot in South called Carnival City. So I want to know how to hold it pan in this club in the mall. And then I realized, you just name the thing with no regard for our establishment in South. Yeah,
if you want to hear some good kaiso on Sunday, head to Carnival City.
I see the list. I see a list of
the list come out. But that and all had some bacchanal in it too.
Well, I was a little curious. I'm going to post to this. I am a little curious. Hey, congratulations. Is Aaron Duncan name I see
Yeah.
in the
Not
mix.
this Aaron, not that Aaron. Yeah.
The all right, yeah, not
The one who could
868.
sing.
Yeah, hey, but you could sing, man. You could
Once
you
my
could sing.
mic off. Once
You
my
could
mic
sing.
off.
No, yeah. Actually, you could talk better than you could sing, But anyway, but speaking of talking, and I'm deliberately derailing because I know you're not going to talk about it yourself. I want to hang my hat to my co-host, my friend, my bro with less snow, DJ Aaron 868, for the excellent job you did hosting the internet fundraising stream of the Pan and the Sang Coach, and because I see the Bacchanal passing too.
Yeah,
right?
boy.
This weekend going for the single pan and small bands. Right? I'm going to speak plainly. That 8+ hour shift that you pulled on while I can't call him a co-host. It's more like he was a no-show host because Kenny was coming and going. Kenny was up and down and only going and coming back with the hand swinging on one cup.
But here now.
I realized what it was going on. Kenny take it to the promised land, a point and say you go. But that also indicated to me a level of trust in your capabilities. And I think he kind of wanted people to see what you're capable of as well. So kudos to your godfather, right? The Waka Man.
As you mentioned, Godfather, on Sunday morning, Desmond said, I'm like, quote, hobbies begin people Godfather. So, be guided accordingly.
Right.
Right?
No, I gotta do. I gotta send our Father's Day card. I gotta send our Father's Day card from my godson, and we can see. We had to start the thing somewhere, Aaron. We had to bridge the gap.
Yeah, we had to bridge the gap.
We had to bridge the gap.
No, but I'm glad you brought that up, Ricardo. Yeah. And I wanted to say publicly thanks for the opportunity to head there on Saturday. And but here now, beside Kenny not bringing back no snacks, it was a really interesting experience. Like, as I posted to Facebook and everything, it was surreal to look back on it and know that is what took place on Saturday. To get to sit in a seat where I used to be blinded by the lights and couldn't see when I used to play pan. To get to see the joy of these people performing. And then to hear the enthusiasm to talk about their performances after. But here now, it left me on a high.
Listen,
the only bad part was that 8+ hours, boy.
No. Anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. But it was excellently done. I love the consistency with the interviews without it coming across as being repetitive and monotonous. Because, not bashing anybody else, but I'm speaking plainly. When you looked at some of the televised versions of things like Soca Monarch semis and that type of thing before, you literally feel like you're watching the same interview over and over and they're just shuffling people into and out of chairs because they have to interview them. Right? You guys managed to still make each experience feel unique to the arrangers, the case may be. And because I guess, yes, it's pan, so you had a little more time, you were able to get a little more out of them in terms of, how long they had to prepare. They highlighted some of the issues with them staffing the pan sides. They highlighted,
Right.
It was nice. And Pancho and Bigo, I ain't lie. I sat down and I probably looked at 6 out of that 8 hours because his medleys, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful showcase. I love what they did for that small and single band, single and small band. I love somebody might have come across with a kitsch and it's 4 and 5 and 6 kitsch. Then you would have get somebody do some shadow. Right, then you would have. Well, I mean, it was just nice. It was a lovely showcase of the music.
And I'm glad to be back to this pan because I want to commend the innovativeness of these young arrangers. Because if you realized, the average age of the arranger there was probably like 21 or 22.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Duval,
Correct.
Stourton, Kern, Somerville, carry it up. No, I'm not going
Yeah.
But 21, 22, 23,
Mm-hmm.
you were seeing the young female arrangers as well.
Yeah.
And it warmed my heart. And what I love most is that the younger generation, as well as some of the older ones, know what the sampling is.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see Kitchener Brooklyn Woman on the list of songs they're performing, you know they're going and try to fit in a voice out and bad.
Mm-hmm. And I realize they pick up on it and they call it out too.
Yeah.
Right? Is I understand they're marrying the elements.
Mm-hmm. When I saw Police Band going and do 15 tune in 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
I sit on there like them going and play like it's a boat ride. Money pull up. Sorry, them. For those of you who don't know what a money pull up is, that's when you just play the part of the song that everybody knows.
Mm-hmm.
So like let's say you're playing Blacks Out and Bad. Blacks Lego. We wait all year to mash out the place. We wait all year, mash out the place, spread your hands and let go. Next tune. That's a money pull up.
Yeah.
It's generally accompanied by blue notes pelted on the DJ's laptop. Just letting you all know that as well.
Did not know that part.
Mm-hmm.
Then I
so feel if you happen to see me on a boat ride and that happens, feel generous. Right?
Blue notes is not buying, Mr. Bella. If you want, I could pelt a bar by the garage.
Anyhow,
police kind of. But
and that's the next thing. Like there was no point where the band stopped playing to bring in the next tune.
Mm-hmm.
They found innovative ways to mix the music on pan.
Yeah, it was as I see a lot of people agreeing that it should not have been a competition, but at the end of the day, you do need to put incentive, right? Incentive
mm-hmm.
is a bonus. You can't fight that, but it was really an excellent showcase. I think the spirit of the event was what was most important. The expression, the ability to release tension, and to do the thing that you love doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was an excellent production, not biased because WAC brought the video streamer,
mm-hmm.
but Punch and Bigo did well because literally the changeovers, I even see people asking if they're using the same pan. Just because by the time people walk on stage,
and
run the tune and walk off, the next pan a minute and a half.
But here now, Ricardo, and this is something that you all would not have seen. You would only notice if you were there. When one band was on stage at the center, if this is the length and width of the stage, mm-hmm. one band is performing here, the next band is right here.
Off camera.
Nice, and then the next band is...
Yeah, well, you could do that with single and small. Yeah.
20 feet after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there was no point in time where two bands were not waiting to perform. And I told Miss Ramsey Moore, as well as her team, her events team, the excellent job that they did. I really do hope Saturday runs as smooth because, I can't wait to hear them tune Saturday,
I wish we had some kind of energy drink or energy sponsor because it's two tracks the band's going to be playing.
Two songs, not more than 15 minutes total performance time.
Mm-hmm.
They will be playing a panorama tune of their choice.
Mm-hmm.
Could be new or it could be an old one.
Right.
And then a bomb tune, which is a non-soca tune.
Right. So what we're saying is it's going to be another exhibition. It's going to be another display.
Yeah. So
15 minutes per band. By the time you add a couple minutes to get on and get off, being larger bands, you're going to be with a sleeping bag or what?
I feel so.
Yeah.
I know Fonclair is playing Pan by Storm.
Water wet? What? I see Ingrid Gainey talk about it from Olega Girl half point this time.
I ain't getting that thing, girl. Just let All Stars bring all the A game.
Hey, kudos to the wackos, the wack fans, the best listeners in the world.
Yeah, boy.
You guys showed up really, really nicely. I see
I'm not
the
gonna say
numbers went up to all kind of 1,300 at a time. 1,300 viewers at a time.
As we here, let me just check, and I'll let you know that we finished the night, because the donations were still open, at 105%.
Oh, that is excellent news, man. That is excellent news. I love to see the appreciation being reflected in the objective being accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And sad to say, this next event is not the pay what you want, it contribute what you can.
This is the pay up front. No, it's pay up front.
Pay up front.
Yeah, not pay what you want, it's pay up front.
Right. It's not what you want, it's up front.
So if you want, you could head across to Tizik, that's TIZIQ.com, to purchase your pay-per-view package there. Or if you don't have a credit card but would still want to purchase a package, you can come to 129C Coffee Street in San Fernando, or head up to Pantry and Bagel's offices, and pay the equivalent of $25 US in cash. And they'll give you a code.
All right, nice one.
According to I was telling our partner of mine last night by Funfair Panyard, this face too pretty for you to see for free 2 weeks in a row.
Wow. Wow. You know, we have a YouTube channel that we post 2 weekly. So you're saying we should put up a paywall?
We should put up a paywall.
Shake my head. But nah, it was a real nice way to spend my Saturday. You know, just put on my pan, jump in the chat box every now and again. I make sure I catch a little snippet or get a little picture, because it was nice. It was nice, even in terms of managing the technical space. That's not all the yard. That's not all the equipment.
Right. Yeah. Right. And the computer crash. All kind of thing. Right. As I tell Kenny, technology will technology.
Yeah. It was lovely to see that even after things went down and came back up, that the viewers
1,000 people
went back up
in
to
no time.
Over 1,000 now for now. Also, you have to remember too, you're in an environment where pan being played and the event going on, you know. So there was the announcing going on in the background, that type of thing. There was whatever ambient noise. Y'all did excellent. Remember, y'all are accustomed doing live shows in a controlled space
environment, yeah.
Right, where y'all have control over pretty much everything that's going on in that space. But Saturday was an excellent showcase of both your technical abilities and your natural and developed talents. You guys did an excellent job. I'm proud of WAC 90.1 FM. I'm proud of you guys. It was the pan, boy, the quality of the pan, Aaron, oh my gosh, it was some of these single bands, you can't believe it's only 12 people on stage.
It's 15.
It's 15 minimum or maximum?
Maximum.
Right, so it had some that had less than 15.
I also want to shout out Carrie and Rock.
Yep.
Yeah, can't forget Carrie and Rock.
There was off camera, but it was on point.
Off camera, but it was on point, yeah, as you see. Right here now, as I was telling Rock yesterday or earlier this morning, the kind of conversations we be having that all they do here, well, they need to hear some of them, boy. Because there was a point in time, I think was Defense Force Band. The bassman, just have a piece of wood to stand up under the pan rack.
Yeah.
It would break.
So how you reach?
Right, this man stand up on the iron frame and play the whole song.
So is it in Spider-Man does play bass?
Apparently. You know Spider-Man's signature pose? Yeah, that's how the man was looking.
Oh yes, and it was really nice. It was really nice. If I could collect 2-3 bottles and sell them before the week done, I will go and pay my $175 or however much it is, and go and get my code. Or I could just use my credit card, man. I forget our credit card. Yeah.
Well, Saturday is going to be a very interesting musical showdown. We have North Zone judging going on right now. So if you're listening in the cars and you're in the northern area, and you are so inclined, feel free to head down
Go
to
and
our
take a
Pantry and take a listen. Or if you don't and you're on Facebook, head across the Pantry and Bagels page. So, oh gosh, no. Put it back on your TV if you have a smart TV, and head across the Pantry and Bagel on your phone and take in the pan too.
Well played. I curious though. So this is not Pan and Sang Coach Cooch. This is no one a Sang Coach Cooch is like a pilau. It's a mix up. Is our one pot cook up. Right.
Well, that's what they say. But then some people saying it's a soup pan.
So that I guess is the whole pilau, paella, jambalaya, gumbo kind of. It depending on. All right, cool. So let me just call it a traditional West Indian cook. But the name Saturdays are different name.
Yes, it's called Musical Showdown in the Big Yard.
Okay. Musical Showdown in the Big Yard.
Let me just give some information. I'm trying to scroll on Instagram here to find it. It's at the Grandstand and tickets cost $300. The North Park, which is the Pod Park, it's 6 persons in a pod for $1,500 and 9 persons in a pod for $2,100. Tickets are on sale at the Grandstand General, ticket booths, and online via ticketgateway.com. And the North Park pods are available at NCC's head office. You can call 622-1718 for further information.
All right. Great.
That was not a paid political ad.
No, I just watching. I hope you send me that so that I don't have to go and type out all of that information.
Yeah, and I'll take a screenshot and send it.
I appreciate it, sir. I appreciate it. Because, I had to work my magic quick to get the graphics up in time for the airing. Hey, I didn't read papers for the day. Have anything exciting happening today that we missed?
I don't know.
Well, here I get a piece of commentary from our parents who sent her kids back out to school. I don't know if in the absence of wiping our feet, I could play that, but I wondering. I feel like I said it for you to take a listen, and you can let me know. But all is not good in the hood.
Oh well, you don't need to play it. I have been hearing stories as well, but I'm trying not to bring much light to it. Not because we're hiding what is happening, but because you're only hearing, for me, one side of it. And when I try to pry a bit deeper, I'm not getting any information whatsoever.
So what you're saying is it might only have one side. Yeah.
And I just want to make sure before I bring any light to it.
Okay, so I will keep it as reference material for when we have in the a unbiased journalistic look into the return to school.
Yeah, because all I will say is to the schools, make sure and have hand soap. Make sure and have sanitizer. Make sure and have paper towels. Yeah, and make sure that the children can sit properly distanced.
All I'm saying is when it's time to have that conversation, that might be the opposite of this episode. Today we just sitting on and we acknowledging the wins and we acknowledging the contributions and the efforts and the the successes. Yeah, that conversation might go a little differently. So better we leave that for its own designated space. But back to we ain't doing that because they don't hard enough to have to go to work and go to school next week, Monday and Tuesday already.
No, well, I off. So
wait, you take it off anyway? Well, so I'm not saying you take it off, but you use the days that you're entitled to because of the work that you do.
Because I think on Monday morning I'll be at the station for our own mass competition.
All right. I
think I'll be there for that.
Is that happening in the road or in the
conference room?
In the conference room. So
because I would have learned that despite the fact that it's normal working days and everything, for us to be able to hit the road in costume, there needs to be a carnival proclamation. And we didn't get that. So you can't just so we can't just put on a old costume that covering your face and all these different things and hit the road.
Although technically covering your face now is the law, but
it's the law, but that's like a real gray area.
Hey, listen. Anyway, you know what? It's about covering your nose and your mouth. They never say covering the entirety of your face. So I guess that's the difference between a mask and a mask.
Yeah, boy. So guys, go ahead.
No. I just wanted to make sure we swing back the right way one time.
Positive.
Yeah, you know how it does get. I listened to that Chromatics Laja Bless.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what, that it make me feel like it still have space for storytelling.
There was always space for storytelling. But
Chromatics is a rapper.
No, but you put me down now. You put me down our road here now, huh?
You went down that road for yourself a long time. I just passing there.
Right? To the DJs out there. Soca is not just the same 15 songs on repeat.
I don't see a man asking is Kibo?
Yeah.
Is Kibo? Yeah,
Kibo was asking that. And I could post about 40 songs. But I rather not.
Why not use the man in the space to do the thing? You know, if this was 10 commandments, you would have be you know, funny thing about it is Moses get Aaron because Moses didn't want to talk. Use Aaron and you don't want to talk either.
No.
Anyway.
No. Why I'm saying that, right? I could post and carry and just post you and comment, but I want to see what people will post.
Okay. So you're taking our observation position before you take
I think for the DJs out there, soca is not just the same 15 songs on repeat. I saw a DJ turned producer talking about how new music is not being played the way it's supposed to be played. But we as DJs are also part of the problem. We need to actively invest in our young and upcoming artists. I don't know how else to say it. Artists like Melly Rose, Jonelman Warren, Tish. I don't even want to call Juby and them fellas' name because Juby in the game a while.
Juby, we talk about the type of artist Juby is. Juby is a man who is building his repertoire and paying his dues. And when people realize how much of his music they are aware of, he go boss as a big artist. But yeah, Juby been putting in that work. Yeah.
And that's the thing. There are so many young artists who are applying their trade and putting in the work. Sleepless nights. Look at Mikel Teja. We have to play their music. I have said it before and I will say it again. There was a point in time when Baron was begging for airplay.
You know, I want to go a step further.
Because Baron on the street name. Just
I hear you say that already, yeah. But what I want to point out too is that DJs on air have to play what the program director put in front of them.
Oh gosh, sorry, caption.
What I want to point out, caption is a man that's give already leeway to impact the culture within what all they could do. I want to point out that the program directors have a huge part to play in what it is we hear and what it is we do here. And I want to point out that if there's a generation of listeners who not hearing the artists they're interested in on radio, they will continue to look for them on their phones, their devices, on the streaming sites, and you will be losing listeners because the people who listening to music not hearing what they want to hear, where it should be played. So play and talk bad manners. Radio will decline unless radio starts reflecting the interests of its listeners. You will end up with niche markets that continue to dwindle as they age out, or as people realize that they could get more of their niche, a greater variety of the niche that they are interested in on the devices. So I'm not saying that water down your playlist and that type of thing. What I am saying is that if you refuse to give the people the thing that they're looking for and the place that they're looking for it, they will look somewhere else. and he'll be fighting up for the same little market share amongst different niches when it have music going unplayed. So I just putting that out there. I just putting it out there.
Now, I will admit, if you're working for a 4-hour shift, it's hard to play everybody music in 4 hours.
And it's not everybody does work 8-hour shift like you.
Yeah, boy. Right? But try to integrate, and this is not just for Waka, because it have other people on other stations that do listen to this when we put it up on YouTube.
There are ministers who could have these conversations with their co-workers that listening to WAC.
Right? Well, yeah. Try to integrate some sort of new music segment. If it's just 2 tunes you play a week, that is 104 tunes a year. I feel you're working 1 shift for the week.
Right.
Try to integrate the new music, because God forbid, after you play 2-3 tunes on one artist on the radio and people call to ask you if they're dead.
Right. We seeing that.
We have seen it. We have to write articles in the papers about it. Let us not do that. And then after the artist dead, all of a sudden, you was the biggest fan. No. See you starting.
Anyway, well, I think we get into that point.
We getting perilously close to 7 p.m. here in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know what time it is where you are, but I'm glad to know you're locked on to the True Nation station, WACK 90.1 FM, where we are.
Culture crazy.
Don't do that again, please.
It's too much?
Yeah.
I say I'm trying to find my space. I'm trying to find my voice.
Okay, cool. No problem.
But yeah, no. I just watching what is going on, and this is why it is at the beginning of the program. I was mentioning guys,
Movement
artists.
people.
Listen, you see you and your Godfather inside jokes. Anyway, so Tricanal has been consistent in finding ways of delivering traditional music in modern styles, with modern tempos, with a modern vibe and a modern look and a feel, and the innovative, and they created a space where they're recognized for what it is they're doing. And Bungie has always been, he came in quote unquote as raga soca and that type of thing, and but Bungie's a legend. Bungie's Bungie, right? And here the catch: Bungie has been able to integrate the road, and not the road, the streets. He has been able to integrate the streets into the music and found ways of delivering the music back to the streets in a way that the streets could relate to. So it's not just road, but it's also street. It's also the different styles, it's different techniques, different markets because of what he's been able to do.
I want to shout out Bungie really quick because he's doing something in a concert that I really do enjoy. I spoke earlier about the money pull-ups, right? If you notice, when you go to a party, DJs is mainly play verse and chorus. Bungie is doing a show called Verse, where they actually sing the tune. So you get to hear more than the first verse.
Right. What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Because the man is a lyricist. Heart of the people.
So you telling me it have real good music that people, and he's not the only lyricist out here, right? But it have good music that people never hear in songs they like. Right? So
this conversation could go on and on and on. And I'm happy that we took some time today to hang our hats on the efforts that were made during this season. And the last hat I want to hang is to our very own Kenny Phillips. He would have successfully executed the Calypso Coliseum. Right?
Yeah.
He paved the way to make sure Kaiso had its thing before Tuco and before NCC and before Ministry of Culture laid any claim as to what they'd be doing.
Right.
He took the fall. And we continue to give him his flowers while he's still around to smell them. He wouldn't bring it back for you, because when we send him to pick it up, he doesn't come back.
I acknowledge.
Or he's come back with his hand swinging.
I acknowledge that Kenny Phillips is a living case study. And normally when I say that, I just have like a tongue-in-cheek remark to follow. But all talks aside, it is, the man has presented evidence. Hundreds of shows, over 250 shows you all had done.
Probably 300 by now.
Correct is right. So 250 shows you all had done prior to this particular season.
Coliseum, yeah.
Right? Prior to the launching of this season. What I'm saying is he's shown that it is sustainable with even the support of Just Wax listeners. You can imagine what this thing capable of becoming. It is quite possibly industry redefining. And unfortunately, as is with innovation, genius, and even madness, outside of the appropriate time, it is severely underappreciated. Van Gogh dead broke. Van Gogh died broke and a struggling artist. And now you could barely pay to watch his art. What I'm saying is that genius outside of its time. Anyway, what everybody know with Tesla. Everybody studying Tesla now and what Tesla was trying to do. What I'm saying is outside of your time, you're unappreciated. I just want to acknowledge that this is a defining moment in how our culture survives. But anyway, let me not look to go down that philosophical road or rather I just keep on
tweet real quick. So you can start to wrap up by the time.
Yeah, you on this tweeting thing. Anyway, tweeting. So yeah, the next
I find it.
Man, literally no. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. 5,000 people streaming. If we don't see the value of monetizing our content through all of this, I don't think we'll ever see it.
Don't do that.
A friend of mine.
Cool.
And my response to that was, I shall stay quiet.
And that's the problem. And that's the problem I have with you.
I know why I said that, because she knows my views on it.
I know, but you gotta remember, Aaron, it's people who don't know you just have to hear some of these things for the first time
and
too.
I will say it, and I put it there. I sent it in a message privately because I didn't want to disclose some of the information. And I told her, trainees like free thing.
That's no secret. You could have.
No, that's the summation of it. Trainee like free thing.
All I say is, and I'm gonna buff you on air. The arrogance of, I've said it before, so I'm not saying it again.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a public space. You have to outgrow that. I tell you this in front of everybody because I had to learn it too. Yeah. The fact remains that there are people who are only going to hear you say it the first time, the next time you say it.
Yeah.
Right. So that habit of getting quiet
no, so that was it.
in our space.
I will say it, but watch it, and this is how I ended off, and I close enough first. People, and I know I could screenshot this and record it and post it wherever. When the artist says $9.99 for a pay-per-view ticket to the show, you're not just really paying just to see the show. You're paying the streaming staff. You're paying the artists. All of that is how we monetize our music. When the record companies and the streaming platforms realize, wait, no, a man by Jonel Tune. Jonel Tune have 150 purchases. Who's this Jonel? That is when our music will start to make sense outside of Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm-hmm.
That is what it is. Now, on the other hand, for the DJs like myself, when we purchase it, we can't put it in Serato. But for you, the listeners, the supporters, the true supporters of our culture, of people from the 868, buy the music. If you're doing it on YouTube and you're streaming it, make sure and watch the video. Don't screen grab it, you know. Watch the video. Let the numbers go up. Because if we want it to be known out there that we're serious about our own, it needs to be reflected on the, and I go and say it plain, on the capitalist platforms. Because for them, if it don't make money, it don't make sense.
And drop a mic, yes? Look, this man, this man do a mic drop with the headphones.
Right? And that's our closing off today. You know, this is yours truly, DJ Aaron 868. I'm always great and I'm never late. I ended up being a little irate, but I will never lose faith that we will do better. Right? Remember, guys, love is the currency, so spend some today. Let somebody know you love them. Carlo, go ahead.
I want the same way I was buffing Aaron. I want to put this out there to you, the public. Right? Use your voice in these spaces available, please. There are too many people who are relying on somebody else to say something. Use your voice where you have it. I want to acknowledge the Bungie Gallons and the Differentology. I want to acknowledge the Keegan Taylors who do the bus head. I want to acknowledge the Jolene. I want to acknowledge the City Go Bondong we jamming still. I want to acknowledge the Can You Feel the Love That's in the Air, the Freetown Collective. What I'm saying is that there is a kind of music that is not contemporary, but it is traditional and it is still meeting our musical needs, our societal needs. Use your voice where you have it. Find ways to marry the two. Because what I just call is music that will play throughout the year for years. What I'm saying is it has something that we still have in this culture that we're not maximizing. Or lean into these types of things, right? And I good day now. But this is yours truly, Ricardo Mitchell, the social sage on the local stage. Thank you for joining us in the living room tonight. Remember, guys, the hourglass is opaque. We don't know how much time remains. So whatever you're doing, be good and stay safe.
Up next is Mr. Desmond with the big band, I think.
Correct, is right.
I ain't too sure.
Yeah, it might be, but either way, you know how to give my godfather a little plug. Sorry, well, we in negotiations. We in pre-negotiation. We in pre-negotiation. Anyway, let's keep it locked.